Billie scarfed down the last bit of brownie, chewing quickly as she steered her dolly into the club. With only a few minutes before her set started, she avoided eye contact with the manager who was standing by the bar, but he caught a glimpse of her and called her out. "You're cutting it close, kid. Hurry up, the crowd's getting antsy." "Sorry, Lou," she said while setting up her rig in haste. Billie didn't quite fit the image of the electrifying DJ who could command a crowd of hundreds. By day, she was soft-spoken and reserved, her headphones often perched on her ears as a protective shield against the bustle of the world. But at night, when the stage lights dimmed and the bass dropped, Billie transformed. The music took over, and her shy demeanor melted into an aura of pure magnetic energy. It was like she was born to mix tracks and layer beats that pulsed straight into the souls of her audience. This particular Friday night, Billie was headlining at an underground club known only as The Shift. True to its name, the club was elusive, its location changing weekly, but the vibe was always the same: raw, hypnotic, and alive. Billie's set started like any other, with her selecting tracks that gradually pulled the crowd into her sonic world. But something felt different tonight. It wasn't just the way the bass reverberated through her chest, or how the crowd seemed especially synchronized with the music. There was a strange hum in the air, a vibration that tickled the edges of her awareness. As she slid into the heart of her set, layering ethereal synths over a deep pounding rhythm, the club seemed to shimmer. It was subtle at first, like a trick of the light, but then she noticed the edges of the room blurring. The graffiti-covered walls dissolved into streaks of color, the bar and patrons melting into a kaleidoscope of shapes. A thrill ran down Billie's spine. But she didn't stop playing. She couldn't. The music was alive, her hands moving as if guided by an unseen force. The next track came to her instinctively. It was one she had never played before, one she wasn't even sure she had downloaded. As she dropped it into the mix, the room fully transformed. Gone were the dim neon lights and thudding bodies of The Shift. Instead, Billie stood in a vast, futuristic plaza, bathed in a soft, golden glow. Towering structures of glass and metal curved elegantly into the sky, their surfaces alive with shifting patterns of light. People dressed in sleek, iridescent clothing strolled by, their movements serene and purposeful. Billie's heart pounded as she took in the sight, but a nagging thought crept into her mind. This has to be the edible. So she thought, recalling the brownie she had nervously nibbled before her set. The colors, the sensations, it all felt too vivid, too surreal. Yet, the way the people moved, their lingering, curious glances suggested otherwise. They were looking at her, not with confusion or annoyance, but with a peculiar type of recognition, and it jolted Billie to her core. "This isn't the edible," she whispered to herself, her voice trembling as the realization sank in. Her hands faltered on the controls, and she abruptly cut the music. The silence was deafening, the absence of rhythm making her feel exposed. A wave of panic rose in her chest as the crowd in the plaza stopped and stared, their attention fully on her. Before she could act, a figure emerged from the crowd, walking toward her with deliberate calm. He was tall and elegant, with silvery eyes that seemed to hold the weight of centuries. There was something unshakable about his presence, like he belonged here in a way she did not. "Where am I?" Billie blurted, her voice breaking with panic. "What is happening?" The man regarded her kindly but firmly, his gaze steady. "You're a portalist," he said, his words resonating with a strange authority. Billie blinked at him, her breathing unsteady. "A what?" "A portalist," the man repeated. "You create pathways between worlds with your music." He paused, then added, "We've been waiting for you." Temporarily unresponsive, Billie's hands trembled on the controls. "Waiting for me?" she mustered, barely processing what was happening. Before she could form another question, the beat of her last track seemed to echo faintly, and the plaza rippled. The golden light began to fade, pulling her back toward the familiar darkness of the shift.